Now I am going to work with the service section. You see that I already have worked with the home and about section. Now after about there is a service section. So what I did in the case of about, you see that in my table I added a table here that is about items. Similarly for the service I will have to add a table where I will have to call it as heading and subheading for the service, these two items, and another one will be a status. And for each for the service section, you see that there are some dynamic parts. That means you will have to add each particular service. So for that I will use another table that I used as a skills table in the about section. In my case, that means in this case it will be services table. So let's start with the section first, that is the service section, that means service items, right? So I am going to create a migration here. So PHP artisan make migration, then create. Here it was about items table, so here I am going to call service items table. Okay, so a migration is created. I am going to database migrations. You will see this is migration. I am going to copy the data from the about items. From here I am going to copy and I am going to paste it in here, that is service items. Here I have heading, I have subheading, and I have the status. There is no photo and video ID in this section, so I am going to remove it. So heading, subheading and status is show or hide. Now I am going to run PHP artisan migrate. Now if I go to check my table, if I refresh, you see service items table comes. So by default I am going to insert a data here. Here you see this is the heading. I am going to copy and paste it here, and here as a sample this one I am going to paste it here. So like this, and it will be show by default is okay, go. So I have inserted one particular data here. I will just edit each time this information. Now this task is completed. For this table, that is service item, I am going to create a model. So PHP artisan make model, that means service item, this model. So service item model is created here. Okay, I am not going to change anything there. Now I am going to close this one. Okay, so how I can manage this section? I am going to admin and then in the views I am going to the user, and in this case I am going to create. Here you see about.blade.php, this was here, and in my case I am going to create here, that is service.blade.php. okay, so this is actually the service section, and here I am going to do another one, that is service is okay. So I am going to copy the about section data from here and I am going to paste it here as service.blade.php. Here it will be edit service items, and here there is no photo in my case, so I am going to remove it. Here admin service update, and I am going to open the web.php now. Here in my case in the user controller, like this user about controller you see. So I will have to create a controller now. So from the terminal I am going to create PHP artisan make controller. Then where I will have to create the controller, I am going here in the user folder. So user folder, my controller name will be user service controller. So a new controller is created, user service controller.php. So here I am going to copy data from the user about controller. From here I am going to copy this one, and in the newly created controller to the top I am going to add my model, that is service, its name is service item, right? service item. And here in the case of about, here it was the function, this was the main two functions. I am going to copy and paste it here. And first one is from the service item table, service items table. I am going to get all the data where id equal to 1. This will be service item. This one I will pass into my view, and here it will be about.service. So I will have to create a blade file here into the view user. I already have created service. You see, this one I am going to call from this controller. And in the case of update, what I will update here, here I can update some other things. For example, I am going to update here, this will be service item, and here I am going to check heading and subheading. If you want, you can make this optional, that means nullable both two items, so there is nothing actually to validate. I am going to remove the validation from here. And here there is no photo in my case, so I am going to remove this one. So one is heading, another one is subheading, another one is status. No video ID also needed. I am going to remove it. So service information is updated successfully, or service section information, you can write that, no problem. In the web.php here, in the auth middleware here, what I did in the case of about, I am going to copy this two line and going to paste it here. So this will be user service controller, and this one will be also user service controller. Now I am going to change it to service, and then this one will be service, and here it will be service, and here it will be admin service update. And in the top I will have to call, that is user service controller. I add this. Now let's work with the user service controller here. Okay, now I am going to my admin sidebar, that means user layout sidebar. And here what I did in the case of about section, I am going to copy and paste it here, and this one will be collapse, this will be collapse service. I am going to change the ID. Okay, now here it will be service section, and here section items is okay, and here instead of skill I will use the service. So here this route is not created yet, I am going to make it off. This one I have in my hand, so I am going to write it. So let's check it. I am going to the admin panel, refresh it. You see, like the about, there is another section, that is service. If I click here, it comes here, but about item, there is some error here. I am now going to open my service.blade.php. Here you see there was the variable, that is about item. Now it will be service item. So I select all and put it, replace it by service item. But here I only have heading, subheading, but there is no photo. So I am going to remove the photo and also the video section, but I will have the status section, no problem. Now I am going to refresh. Yes, you see under service section, section items are this, our service and all this. If these data are updated, if I want to check it, here I already have written the code for the update. So now let's check it. If I go to the table, you will see that our services and this. Now I want to change it to like this and want to make it hidden. You see service information updated. If I refresh the table, you see the updated data are showing here, status also hide. So I make again status show and also making this changed, and if I now go here, refresh, you see this is changed again. So this section is working. Now my task is to work with the front end. That means you see there is a front controller. I am going there, and in the top I am going to call here like the about item. I am going to call service item, and here you see about item data. Here I will have that is service item data. So like this, service item data, and this service item will be model here. This data I will have to pass here into my view, that is service item data. Okay, so if I go to the front end home.blade.php, here you see in the case of about item data I wrote like this. So I am going to copy this, and in the service item in the top I am going to put it, and it is service item data. So service item data if show, then this, and in the bottom I am going to make the end if, and I have the heading and subheading in my hand. So like this, I am going to copy the heading, and here I am going to paste it. This is service item data and heading, and then after that this will be service item data of subheading. So subheading. If I now want to refresh it like this, refresh, you see it is working. Now I will have to use this status in another section, that is in the top. Here I am going to put like this. So if it is hidden, the menu will also not be shown here. You see now you are seeing the service and this section also. Now from the back end I am going to make it hidden, update. Now if you refresh, you see there is no service. After about there is portfolio, but there is no service. So it is working. If I make it again show update, if I refresh it again, you see the service section again comes. Also in the menu the service also comes. So it is working. My now task is to create another migration file, php artisan make migration, then create services table. This is actually the main services table. Okay, so what I did in the case of skill, same thing I will do in the case of services. So I am going to the skill first. Here there is name and percentage. I am going to copy, and in my services what will be here, if I go to check the service, you will see there is, this is font awesome icon probably. Yes, it is font awesome icon. So there is total three things, icon, then I can call it by title and description, or icon, heading and description. I call it title. Okay, icon, title and detail or something like that. So here first is icon, and then I am going to make for example another one, that is title. I am going to make icon, then title, and in the last it will be description. Okay, so icon, title and description. So okay, everything is fine. PHP artisan, then I call the migrate. Okay, then the table should be created. I am going here, I am going to check it. You see services table comes here. So I will have to run a operation in order to add, edit, delete data, what I did in the case of skills. Now I am going to web.php, and in my web.php here I am going to copy the skill section, for example this set, and after service I am going to paste it. So here I will use the same service controller here. So like this. So all the things of services. Okay, now I am going to select all the skill, multi-select. Okay, then I am going to change all the I changed all the skill to service. This is okay, but here you see I already have assigned here service, service update, service all. Okay, so let's check. Now I am going to open the user banner, user about controller. Okay, not banner, about controller. Here you see I used skill all, skill add, everything here. So I am going to copy all the data from here, and here I am going to paste it. Instead of skill, I will have to create here, for example, this will be service all, this will be service. That means I will need a model. So I am going to create a model, PHP artisan make model, then service model, and in the top of this file I will have to call the app model service. So here service, and this will be services. Okay, this one I am going to pass into the view, that will be service all. So I will have to create some views now. That means in the user I will have to create service all.blade.php, and another one will be service add.blade.php, then service edit, another one will be service edit.blade.php. okay, so total 3 files. So here instead of skill, this will be service, this will be service add, so service add, so here like this, and this will be service store. Okay, and here the data will be changed. This one will be service is okay, but here total 3 items, one is icon and another one is title. I am going to make it required, is actually depends on you how you want to handle it. Icon, title and description is okay. Here I am going to put icon, and then this one will be title, and last one will be description, and here it will be service all, and this is services added successfully. Okay, so this one will be service edit now. So this is service. I am going to change everything together. Lastly I will check if it is working or not. So this is service, and this one will be service edit, so like this. Okay, and the service update, it will be service update, and here it will be first on icon, and then again title, and then description, and here it will be service where request ID is okay. So first one will be icon, then it will be title, and then it will be description, and here it is admin service all, and here it will be service is updated successfully. Okay, and here it will be service delete, here it will be service, and here it will be service. So let's check if it is working or not. I am going from here, it is okay, web design, going to copy, and let's check it first. Service, here I did not link it yet, so my task is now to go to the backend. So backend view layout sidebar. So in the sidebar here I will have to link this now. What I did in the case of here, same thing will be here. It will be admin service all. Okay, so now let's check it, refresh. This is the service section, and then if I go to service all, there is nothing, because I did not add anything in the view yet. So service all is this. I am now going to copy skill wall. This data I am going to copy from here, and I am going to put it in the service all. So the something will be needed to change, that is service add. This is all the services, and here add new is okay. In the case of service I have icon, and here I have title. Description I am not going to show in the list. Icon and title is okay. Here will be services, and here it will be service, and here it will be icon, and here it is, for example, title. And instead of showing the name of the icon, if you want you can show it like this. Here cut it. Okay, So like this you can show, that is service of icon, and here it will be service, here it will be service also, service title, and here service will be here. Okay, and there is another one, service add. This is also empty. So from the skill add I am going to copy the data, and in the service add I am going to paste it. Here add, it will be service, and then admin service all, and here service store like this, service will be icon, and here it will be name equal to icon, and another one is title, and so here name will be title. Last one is description. So I will have to use a text area here like this, so description and name description, and then submit. Okay, in the case of edit I am going to copy the skill edit from here, and service edit, paste it. This will be edit service, and this will be admin service all, and this will be service update, and all these things will be service. So this one will be here, and here name, this will be icon, and this one will be icon also, and here it will be service of icon, existing one. Okay, so the next one is title. So title will be like this, title of service title, and last one will be description. You see the GitHub Copilot is helping me a lot in order to auto generate my codes, so it makes my life easy. So value equal to, in the case of here you can make it update. So okay, everything should work now. So refresh, you see all the services. There is no service now. I am going to add service. I am going to add this one, for example here, and this is the description. So here I can put the description, and there is an icon. So here I can call the icon code. For example, this one is the icon code. I put here, submit. You see the icon is showing here as display and web design, so it is added successfully. Refresh, you see icon code inserts, title and description, everything comes here. So similarly I am going to add another service, that is this one. Icon will be, for example, this one. I am going to bring it, that is this icon here, and this is the description. I am going to copy, paste it here, submit. Yes, this icon comes. Lastly the icon, this is the icon, copy, and now I am going to add another service where this is the icon, this is the title, and this is the description. Okay, so here submit. So three items come. Now for checking I am going to add another one. Okay, so here FAS, okay, the previous icon I can use here that I added. Okay, this one. So last one I will go to edit. So let's go here. Yes, you see it is loaded perfectly. I am going to add a separate icon, window icon here, this, and this is the information. You see it is changed perfectly, so it is working, right? So now I am going to do what I am going to do, that is I am going to delete the data. So if I click on delete, okay, yes, data is deleted successfully. If I go here, you see data is deleted. Now I am going to show all the service in my front end in order to check if it is working or not. So let's do that. I am now going to check it. That means I am going to close these things. This task are done, about controller close, all the backend things I should close now. Okay, now in the front end I am going here. In this case I will have to use the service. This is the model, and I am now going to check to take all the services from the service model. That means from the services table I get all the services in my hand, and then I am going to pass it into the view as services. So I am going to home.blade.php, and here I am going to the services section. these are the service items. Okay, so here I am going to call a for each loop, for each services as service, and here I am going to end the loop here, end for each, and all other static items I am going to remove. And here the icon will be loaded here automatically. So here icon will be like this, that is service of icon, and here it will be service of title. So here it will be service of title, and the last one here it will be service of description. Okay, so it should work. So let's check it. Yes, you see it is working. Now if I want to add another service like this, if I now refresh it, you see the last one comes here. That means as more service as you want, you can add in this section. So if I delete it again, if I refresh it, you see it is done. So the service section is now fully dynamic.